scrapbookers, this is Megan, and I am back today with a new video for you. So today's video is going to be featuring my book journal that I am making for the year 2024. And it looks like I have the autofocus on my camera, so I apologize. I thought I had turned it off, but I do know now for a fact all of my videos from now on will have autofocus taken off. So I apologize about that, but we are just going to continue on like nothing's different. So here you can see me going through a bunch of stamps. So I was looking for some book stamps because I swear I have some book stamps, but I don't actually have any. That's sad, right? So I decided to pull out this Close to My Heart alpha that also has numbers. Then there was, I think a stamp set that had, I think it was for journaling or something. I'm not really sure, but it said the words read and then it had a book. And then one of the other ones is, so it's this one that says let's stay home, the word let's. So I cut off the word let's from the let's stay home stamp and I added it to the read stamp that had the picture of a book on it. So now I am going to I did make a stamp of my own that says let's read. So that's going to go on this. So this is, I guess I didn't tell you what I'm actually working on, but this is going to be my cover page for my 2024 reading journal. So this is something that I have wanted to do for quite a few years, and I finally decided that this year is the year, and I've been saving Instagram posts and so many book journal YouTube videos and Instagram reels and so many things that have to do with book journaling. So I finally decided on this day, you know what, I'm just going to jump in and I'm going to do it. So I was kind of going through a few pre-made mixed media pages and I was thinking, okay, I want to do mixed media in this on my cover page, but this paper that I was using was very flimsy paper in the actual journal. This is not a scrapbooking journal. This is just one that I got. I think it was way back when I started using traveler's notebooks, like, gosh, what year was that? 2015, 2016, something like that. So this one was not made with good scrapbooking mixed media paper, unfortunately. But, I decided I was going to use this one anyway. And so I'm just going through some pre-made mixed media papers. And finally, I find this one that is just a long strip. And it has really pretty purple and kind of pinkish colors in it. And so I decide that I am going to use this long piece of paper. I was trying to make the corner rounded, didn't work very well. So in the end, I just decide to rip the paper, and then I'm going to ink the edges with this Wisteria color from Close to My Heart. That's a purple. And then also, I believe this is Blossom from Close to My Heart. Which, if you haven't heard, Close to My Heart is going out of business. They are selling their business to Stampin' Up, which I thought was really cool because at first I just thought they were just closing down when I heard about it. And then when I found out they're selling their products and some things, and Close to My Heart is kind of taking on the consultants and things like that from Close to My Heart, I was kind of like, okay, this is cool, like on board with it a little bit more. So anyway, total tangent, but here you can see I have brought in my Amy Tangerine watercolors and I am using purple. My first idea was to put the pre-made mixed media paper to the left and just kind of have purple going around the sides. Well, so I start doing that. You can see I'm just adding the purple around the edges, trying to make it stand off the background. And then I'm actually going to add in some pink color, and I absolutely love how this looks. So here I'm still trying to just add color to the sides, and I was thinking about having the pre-made mixed media paper to the left. Well, in the end, I am actually going to move the pre-made mixed media paper to the middle, and that kind of helps with the curling of the pages, because the more and more that I do the watercoloring, the more the paper starts curling and not really doing well. So here I am trying to combat the curling pages, or curling edges. So I'm trying to heat on both sides of the paper so that it'll kind of even out. That didn't work. In fact, it might have made it worse. So unfortunately, that was not great that I did that, but that's okay. So now here I'm going to start adding the pink to both of the sides and on the inside of the edges. And this is where I decide, okay, I probably need to put the pre-made mixed media paper more to the right so it kind of calms down the curling effect that I have going on here. So I'm trying again to make sure that it's drying on both sides and it's not working well. You can even see right there that the top right of the page is very much curled. So it's okay. We live and we learn, right? I mean, I kind of knew that this was going to happen with this paper. And so that's why I didn't want to use this paper. But the fact that I found a pre-made paper with mixed media on it that wasn't big enough to fit the whole page, that's the only reason why I started doing this. So now you can see that I I glued down the mixed media portion with ATG tape as well as Nuvo liquid glue, just to kind of make sure it stays really well on the page. I wasn't sure how well it would stick with just the ATG glue gun, so that's the reason why I did both liquid and tape glue. So now here I am going to start doing my stamping, and I absolutely love how this turned out. I accidentally bought the wrong type of ink one time. Usually I use water-based ink, and this is Sapphire from Close to My Heart, and it's a nice pretty navy blue. Well, this one time, I think I accidentally must have bought the wrong kind, because this isn't the water-based kind. It's like the pigment ink, which I think is like really good for, I don't remember exactly why you want to use pigment ink, but it's really good for like small stamps that have a lot of detail and stuff, because it's more of a spongy surface than the water-based. The water-based are like just a firm piece of pad, and this is kind of more like a sponge, and so it gets into all the crevices and it actually works really, really well. I don't really use the pigment ink a lot, but I am so glad that I grabbed it accidentally, because I just have it in with my other inks, and so I'm glad that I accidentally grabbed it, because it worked out so great. Okay, my laptop is dying, so if you hear noises, it's because I'm trying to plug in my laptop before it dies. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now here you can see I am just stamping. I'm testing out the inks, the different kind of inks, and I really did like the pigment ink better. It looked a lot more saturated and just, it worked out so much better. So at first I am putting out 2024. So I do that at the top, and then I'm going to write out the word book journal. And luckily this alpha set had a 0 and an O that looked exactly the same, so I could actually write out the whole word. the thing that I have a hard time with alphabet stamps is that oftentimes you have to do one word at a time, or one letter at a time. I am lazy. I just want to get the whole thing done in one fell swoop and call it a day. So I was really excited that I was able to use the O and the 0 to make the word book so that I could just do it in one fell swoop. The word journal worked out really well too, because it doesn't have any more than just one vowel or consonant in it as well. So you can see I have been referencing my phone, and I think that was because I was getting ideas on how to make this cover page from Pinterest. And so I will try to find the Pinterest example that I was using and that I got inspiration from. I'm not sure if I had it saved or if I just kind of randomly found it. So I will try to see if I can find it and put it at the end of the video. Okay, so now you can see I have the title on there. So this is the cover page, 2024 book journal. Very simple, very easy, and I absolutely love how it turns out. So after this, now I'm just kind of cleaning up my space and everything, and then I'm going to pull out a bunch of flowers from my March scrapbooking store kit. And I absolutely love how this cover page turned out so much. This is a new project to me, so it's always interesting when you're starting a new project and you want it to be perfect, but also it's like the first go, right? So it's definitely going to not be super perfect. It's definitely not going to be your best work because this is the first one that you're doing, right? And so I was like really wanting this to be perfect. And I am like that with a lot of my smaller projects, is it just has to be perfect. And I'm not always impressed with what I do, but this page, I was so happy with how it turned out. So it just kind of goes to show you, just have fun with it as well. Yes, I wanted it to be perfect and I wanted it to be gorgeous. And these flowers, I think, are what totally made it gorgeous, because here you can see I am looking at, Pinterest again, and I'm just kind of looking at all of these amazing pages, and it's just kind of just have fun, just enjoy the journey, and it'll look great. Yeah, maybe it won't be your favorite next year after making your second journal, or whatever. But as long as you are enjoying and having fun making the project, who cares, I've kind of developed this very imperfect idea of scrapbooking. I used to be follow the rules, use the rule of thirds, do your journaling, right away, and don't just do cutesy journaling, actually tell the story, all of these rules that scrapbooking has. And then I've become really good friends with Sandy Reversky, who is known as State Goddess, and she's amazing. She just says, do whatever you want. and I've kind of adopted the same mentality where if I'm not enjoying my scrapbooking, why should I follow the rules? I should just do what I want. And I think that has totally changed my whole mindset and perception around scrapbooking. Yes, there are rules to design and how making things flow and all of that stuff. But in the end, it's a project for you. Why should you follow all of these rules if you don't want to? So Sandy, you're awesome and I love you, and I just love the mentality that you have based around our hobby. It's supposed to be a hobby. It's supposed to be fun. So have fun with it, right? So here you can see I am just making sure that the ink was all dry, because with the pigment ink, it does kind of sit on top of the paper. And so I was making sure it was dry, because I think I did kind of smudge one of the letters on that word let's at the bottom. And so I brought in my, I think that's a Stampin' Up! Heat tool. And I used that to kind of make sure it was all dry. And then I continued putting down the flowers. So I fussy cut a lot of flowers out from the scrapbooking store March kit because they were just gorgeous. It was a collection called Flora number 6 from Cartabella. And seriously, all the florals in this collection were just gorgeous and amazing. And I just died when I first saw this kit because it was amazing. If you still want to get the March kit, I'm not sure if we have any more left in the shop, but I will make sure to leave a link to my scrapbooking store affiliate link down below. And if you use my link, it does give me a little bit of a commission, which would be awesome. It helps me keep going with this scrappy hobby. Okay, so I am going to fussy cut out, I think, 1 or 2 more flowers, and then this part will be done. So I'm not going to make you watch me fussy cut this whole thing out, but I did want to say that if you don't like fussy cutting, I was really surprised because I don't like fussy cutting. I feel like it takes so much time and everything. But it actually wasn't too bad. I think I just turned on a scrapbooking video and I just sat here and I fussy cut a bunch of things. So it turned out awesome. Okay, so this page is now done and I am going to add another video onto this one. So for this video that I'm adding onto it, I had just finished, or I think I was talking to Hannah on FaceTime or something, and I had already finished the cover page and I was like, okay, I need to figure out like what I want to do with the rest of this book journal because there are so many different ideas out there on the internet and you can have so many different types of pages. You can have 1 page per month. And so I decided that I was going to sit down and write out all the different types of pages that I wanted to have in my book. So then I would know all the things I want to do because I want to have at least 2 pages for every month. And then I'm going to get a stamp that has like a rating and I want to do like a legend key and like my favorite book of the year and, you know, just all of these different things. So here you can see I have my Pinterest app open and I am just looking at different ideas and I'm writing down all of the ones that I really like and that I think I want to add in to my book journal. And after this, I'm going to go through the book journal and I'm going to cut out papers and I'm going to label what I want to put on each of these pages. So now here I have grabbed a Post-it piece of paper and I am just going to start taking notes as to what I want to go on each page. So I actually decided to cut the paper in half because that first paper really did not need to have that whole Post-it note taken up with that one side, but it's okay. From now on, I am going to start just using one side. And actually, I am going to cut it down and just start placing them in. It doesn't matter if they are actually stuck to the page, that's fine with me. So now I am just working on the monthly spreads. So every 2 pages is going to be a new month. So there's January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, all the way through December. Excuse me. So I'm just writing all of the months down and then I'm cutting them out. And I think I'm actually probably going to tape them into the pages because they have actually started falling out as I've been moving around my room recently, and so that's, you know, always kind of sad. So I'm just going to tape them in here, and then the extra pages I'm just going to have, if I have a long month where I read like 50 books instead of just 10, something like that. So there will be some extra pages just in case I want to add some more books to one of the months or 2 of the months or something like that. So I am just adding each of these to the pages that they go on. And I think that's going to be it for this book journaling video, but I am super excited to continue this journey. I hope that you are excited to go along with me as well. It's something fun and different that I can post on my YouTube channel, because I feel like I love scrapbooking, but I feel like I always want to do more than just scrapbooking to kind of keep you guys interested and seeing what other types of projects you can do. So this was super fun to sit down and plan this out, and I'm so excited to bring you the next book journaling video. I'm going to try to do at least one book journaling video every month or every day this month. So you can look forward to that. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.